Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here from sunny South Africa. This episode will be about fear. Because yesterday's topic was the red flags in the organization. And today I want to talk with you about fear. Because my whole experience being a Jehovah Witness was based on fear. And the funny thing is, you will see it only if you are waking up. If you are getting doubts, want to leave the organization, all stuff like that. Because when you are a Jehovah Witness and you're watching right now, you say, oh, we are the most loving people on earth. We love each other and blah, blah, blah. In a certain way, you are right. But if we go a level deeper, it's based on fear. It's fake love, fake joy, fake loving, conditional loving. Why do I say that? I explain. I saw a lot of people coming to the congregation or coming back from being disfellowshipped or whatever. And when you come back to the organization, when you come back to the congregation, say I wasn't be a regular attendant, and I come back to the organization. Everyone is running towards you and they're hugging you, and if you are disfellowshipped and you come back into the organization, everybody hugs you and oh, we're so happy and Jehovah's blessing and all that stuff. And at that time it seems like it's a loving organization. But I also saw a lot of people coming back to the organization. They were love bombed. But after a few weeks, people didn't invite him or her to have a meal. People didn't invite someone to have a lovely evening together. How lovely it is depends, because it's always Jehovah. Jehovah is great, Jehovah is great. Not a normal conversation. Hey, how are you? How's your work? How's your social life, etc.? How are you feeling? That's also another question you hear a lot. But after a few weeks, someone becomes a Jehovah Witness or comes back into the organization, the love is gone. Yeah, Numi, I know, yeah, the love is gone. But when I was a Jehovah Witness and I was growing up as a Jehovah Witness, when I look back at my life now, it was all based on fear. I had a yellow book as a child with all the stories for children. I looked at it again a few years ago before I threw it away, before moving. And if you look at the pictures only, Jezebel be thrown out of the window, destroying of a city, who's almost killing his own son, Jacob, I believe, going up to the mountain to sacrifice his son. All those images, also in the watchtower, when you go door to door, it's always doomsday preaching. And that was my comfort zone at that time. Fear. When I was a little kid and someone's birthday at school was there, I had to decline it because I had fear for my parents, but also fear for Jehovah, because he was watching me what I do. And Jehovah is a loving God, but he doesn't want you to take a treat or a candy. How stupid are we that we believe that. But it was fear who was put inside of us. Fear for failing. Fear for not doing it right. When you were giving a little talk on the podium, you wanted to do it good because you were fearful that it wasn't good enough. So the organization produces a lot of people when they leave the organization who haven't have enough self-love, who are doubting themselves, who are insecure, because the whole organization is based on fear. If you don't go into ministry, you have to fear God, because you could do more. You could do more. That's every time what they say. It's never enough. So everything is based on fear. You always have to look over your back, look over your shoulder, because some other Jehovah Witness in your congregation can see you. So if you talk to someone, you have to be fearful, because it's someone from the world, and you don't want them to think you're a bad influence. So the organization did a beautiful job, because if your base of the organization is fear, people are living in a prison, and you can control those people, and you call it love. But deep down inside, it's just fear. It's always feeling not good enough. They always give you the feeling that you can do more, that you have to do more, that you don't have to rely on yourself, but you have to give your whole personality away, just for doing what they want you to do. So your whole self-image is fading away, because they want you to give all your time, all your money, all your efforts to Jehovah. But are you giving it to Jehovah? Because God, the universe, source, spirit, everything you want to call it, is pure love. If there's a God, like a person, image, God wants you to be experienced on this earth. And we all have that feeling inside us that we don't want to hurt other people, because we also don't want to get hurt. So that's a built-in mechanism in ourselves. But we are here to experience love, joy, happiness. And God doesn't care about if you go 1 hour door to door or 2 hours door to door. You don't go door to door. It's all up to yourself. But it's mind-boggling what kind of pressure the organization is putting on all those people. Because if you squeeze hard enough, you get the result you want. If I have an orange and I squeeze in it, what comes out of it? Apple juice, grapefruit juice? No, orange juice. And that's the same with Jehovah Witnesses. If they're filled with fear and you squeeze them, fear will also come out of them. And it's that fear, and I found it it makes me sad sometimes, because I know a lot of Jehovah Witnesses who are good people deep down, but they're just so afraid that they trapped in that prison, and they stay trapped in that prison because of fear. Fear to fail someone. That's so deep, and it goes so far that you're only doing things for the outside world. You never get it back yourself within the organization, because you're draining yourself from energy, because you're giving someone your time out of fear that you're not good enough. I remember that I had fear because I thought, if I think critical about some things, I'm not gonna make it to paradise. If I having doubts about the organization, Jehovah's not gonna like me. The congregation doesn't like me. So you feel different, and if you feel different in the organization, there's no room for you. Because it's a collective based on fear. There's no room for critical thinking. There's no room for doing research. There's no room for being authentic. Because you have to fear for your life, literally, because you're not making it into paradise. So people become robots. If you have a discussion with the JW, they always say the same things. And if they are trapped in your reasoning, in your discussion, they walk away. Because they can't handle it up here, and they can't process it, and they don't want to understand that what they are believing is just not true. So they go in flight mode or fight mode. They're gonna attack you, or they're gonna fly. They're gonna fly away, scared away, but they don't want to do their own research on themselves. Because the fear is, if I'm gonna be critical thinking, my whole life was a waste of time. That's also a fear I had it too. I thought, 35 years of my life are gone. Shit. I never get it back. That was my fear. Also for leaving. But when I left, I learned, hey, it's a new beginning. I can do whatever I want now. I still have a lot of time. And even if I only had 1 month to live, I still had made that decision. Because that decision made me a free man. A proud man. To do my homework. To choose for my path to freedom. Freedom to think, freedom to do, freedom to live without fear. And that's why what I appreciate the most, that I'm not living a life into fear. Because when I look back now, from childhood on, fearful pictures, fearful stories, the whole Bible is full of war and slaughtering people, slaughtering children, 2 mothers fighting for the same child, and he wants to cut it in half, and all those stories shouldn't be told to children, because it's already saved up here in your head, and it's gonna condition us, and it's gonna it's gonna give us a more strong feeling that we need to do the right thing, and we become so fearful that we are walking around and doing everything we can into the organization. Otherwise we feel guilt for ourselves that we left or that we think differently. So it's not a loving organization deep down. It's based on fear, and we have to see through that and see for ourselves why we are doing the things in the Jehovah Witnesses. Why are we doing things? Because if you take away paradise from the whole organization and from the whole religion, if you take away paradise, would you still be living this life as a Jehovah Witness? Because we're only looking at the end, a paradise. Nobody was there. There was no paradise ever. If there's gonna be a paradise, I don't know. But if you take away paradise, where are you living for? Are you living out of joy, just your life? Would you do the same? Or would you be doing things differently? Ask yourself that question. Because paradise, for me, is the one thing the whole religion is based on, and also the fear in the religion. Because I'm not gonna see my mother again. Because I'm disfellowshipped, and I believe that's the common belief, that I'm not entering paradise. So I'm not gonna see my mother again. So my father, still a JW, wants to keep it that way, although he has doubts, for sure, I believe. I don't know, but I believe he has a lot of doubts in the organization. 99% of the people I ever know within the JW organization have doubts, but they don't admit it because they don't want to miss out on paradise. They don't want to miss out on the reward in the end. So they're just continuing with the daily habits, and they're struggling through life with the medication, with the alcohol, with everything they need just to survive Armageddon. And Armageddon is also fear-based. So the whole religion is based on fear. And I just want to end with a quote I saw today from Tony Robbins. Let fear be a counselor and not a jailer. So if you are a JW and you stay in the JW religion, you are a jailer. But let fear, also after your life as a JW, as an ex-JW, let fear be a counselor, because fear can lead you to love, unconditional love. Thank you, people, for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, like this post, and just share it with others if you need to. If you have any questions or comments, let me know below, and have a nice day, everyone.